Illinois, live with Chuck Harold, SecurityGuideTV.com, ASISTV.org. My next guest, what's your name, sir?
I'm David Budzinski.
With
Johnson Controls.
Johnson Controls again. Increíble. All right. One of my favorite companies. You are going to talk about the digital space.
Yes.
And let's talk specifically about what you guys do. You do specifically.
Awesome. So I'm the Vice President and General Manager of our mid-market digital business. And Johnson Controls has been making a lot of investments around the digital space and really understanding how we solve customer problems leveraging data. And so a couple of years ago when we came together with Tyco International, we said, how do we leverage the expertise we have in the domains like access control and video, intrusion, HVAC, building controls and automation. We have quite a large portfolio now in our business. And really couple that with machine learning and data sciences to help create incremental value for our customers. And so we started our digital solutions business, and we have a whole slew of offerings that are now on display with lots of different customers, essentially creating an incremental value above and beyond our core businesses.
Now, when you say digital, people think, well, of course it's digital. Everything's digital. So distinguish that for somebody that might not be up to speed on what that means. It's data, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's really cloud, software as a service, and data analytics.
Yeah.
So we leverage our domain expertise around access control and video, and we start to couple that with really understanding the data behind it and how you ingest that data into a cloud infrastructure, run machine learning and artificial intelligence around that, and then create a software as a service application for a customer that helps them solve a very specific business problem. So you might talk about improving their security operations, you might talk about helping them decrease costs across their enterprise, you might talk about helping them reduce false alarms across their portfolio of buildings and sites. So those are some of the things we do specifically really around the digital space. And it's very much software as a service centric and cloud centric, less on the hardware. And we really focus on machine learning, and we've made a significant investment in data scientists to make sure we have the capability in-house. So data scientists is one thing, and to have that intelligence, but it's really coupling those folks with our domain expertise in the security space to help create the next generation digital enterprise for our customers.
So remember the TV show Person of Interest?
Yes.
All right. I think a person of interest, and I think Johnson Controls. I think you guys are going to be there in a good way, by the way, all right? Because you're at 30,000 feet, you're seeing everything that works together, and you get this integration part.
Yeah.
You're basically kind of integrating the industry is kind of how I look at it, right? It's not being in vertical spaces, it's being one space that connects everything.
Right, so absolutely. So we see a convergence happening across the portfolio. So if you think about traditional systems like access control and video technology, even to things like building automation systems and lighting. So if you look at across a low voltage portfolio in a building, we see those architectures consolidating. We see a lot more intelligence happening at the level of the cloud. There's a lot lesser cost of barriers to entry from an analytics perspective at the cloud level, so the actual connections to the cloud are becoming less expensive. Ubiquitous cloud infrastructure is becoming less expensive. Cost of sensing is becoming less expensive. And so what that's doing is it's forcing companies like us to really invest and help our customers bring them along from the days of legacy hardware and on-premise servers that they had to maintain and update firmware for over the years. And those expensive integrations that have happened on site for many, many years, how do we help them at a cloud level do that a lot more efficiently, a lot more sustainably, and for a lot less cost?
Now, here is a devil's advocate question, right?
All right.
We have endpoints. Everything's an endpoint, right?
Yep.
I'm afraid my refrigerator is going to get mad at me because I didn't put milk in it next week, and it's going to turn on the freezer and freeze my house. Science fiction, but not complete science fiction, right?
Sure.
Is there a single point of failure scenario when everything's connected? Does it make us more vulnerable in one way?
That's a great question. And so what we do is we're not necessarily saying in any facet that we're necessarily going to replace the hardware that you have on your sites. We want to supplement it and give you an increased value creation for it. So to talk about different types of systems, and you see you have your video or your access system, those systems are still going to be there, and there's a sense of intelligence that still has to happen at the edge, so on premise, right? Things that are critical life environments or different types of business critical applications are still going to happen at the edge. But there's a lot of other computing that's happening at a server level on premise that can, at a much more cost-effective and sustainable way, happen in the cloud. And so you're still going to have a level of safety and security, specifically around data and around your operations happening on premise, but a lot of that can also be done in the cloud level, where it's a lot easier and more sustainable to do to solve a specific problem in the digital space.
So about 5 or 6 years ago, I started hearing about machine learning at Black Hat, right?
Yep.
And now we're here. How fast has that increased? Is machine learning now, not taking 5 days to learn something? Are we talking minutes now with some of this stuff?
We are. And so I think it comes down to, there's a lot of companies, if you walk around this space, talking about AI and machine learning in their booths and cloud and platforms. And I think that has kind of become a lot more commonplace. And in fact, a lot of companies that are traditional manufacturers have invested in capabilities around machine learning and data scientists to help amplify their existing businesses. And so as that becomes more commonplace across our industry, the real value creation is going to come in how we apply that with the domain knowledge to solve a specific issue within a customer. So I'll talk a little bit about one of our offerings around false alarm reduction, which really looks at ingesting data from a series of intrusion panels, running them through a series of patented algorithms that we have, and giving customers a very deliberate recommendation to take to reduce false alarms in their portfolio. Therefore, by reducing their police dispatch fines and creating incremental value for them from a cost-saving perspective by allowing their people to serve their customers. And so what we do there with machine learning is leverage intelligence, and as those algorithms learn, as they learn the portfolio and the behaviors of the humans in that portfolio, they can start to give recommendations on things that would essentially reduce noise in that intrusion system, such that when an event really happens, it's more likely that it is an actual alarm as opposed to things around a sensor being out of whack, or a panel that needs to be commissioned, or somebody using the wrong door, or a stale call tree. All these types of things can be avoided, and we're really leveraging machine learning to get more precise and save costs for our customers while keeping their environments very secure.
David, always a pleasure to talk to Johnson
Thank
Controls.
you, sir.
Fantastic. Now, are you going to do me a solid and call me right before the robot wars start?
I will absolutely
All right,
call
I just
you,
wanted
and
a
I'll
little
make sure
heads
he
up on
does
that.
not attack your house
You
first.
guys are going to know about it. I know it. All right, back a minute here, GSX 2018. No, 2019. I'm in a time machine, apparently.
There you go.
In Chicago with SecurityGuideTV.com and ASISTV.org. Whew, it's a long day. Back in a minute.